What each of these educators received last spring was access to our ARIS curriculum, that Academic Readiness Intervention System. They've also been in a cohort. So when they did their kickoff training, they did it together. When we did our hooray, you won conversation, we did it together. And then quarterly, they've been meeting with our implementation specialists just to check in. They also have access to our online academy. So Heather, if you would kick us off, what has receiving this grant, which really is just recognition of your passion and your commitment to this field, but being able to use a curriculum that was specifically designed for your students, what has that meant to you? How has teaching and learning changed in your classroom?
Yeah, words really can't even express how grateful I am for this opportunity. I'm still in awe and can't believe it most days that I won. But not only really, I mean, my students won out of this opportunity. Um, as I mentioned earlier, teaching in a small school with limited personnel, resources, this grant has opened many doors for the classroom here at Fredericktown. The curriculum, it's provided me with resources and tools, not only for my students to succeed, but to make me a better educator. I have learned so much just through this curriculum. This definitely has been a game changer for myself, for my classroom, and I truly am forever grateful for this chance to be able to become a better teacher for my students. And like I said, the students, I consider them the true winners of this grant. It's truly been amazing.
I have a student in my class that's been with me since the beginning of 2020. He has sensory processing difficulties, vestibular processing difficulties, and is significantly cognitively impaired. And he has difficulty sitting down, with verbal prompting, making eye contact, and responding to his name. And so, since receiving the grant and implementing the programs in the ARIS curriculum, he is now able to sit down with a verbal prompt. He's able to make eye contact and respond to his name. And that just, it floods my heart with so much joy just to see how much he has grown, how much he has improved since implementing the curriculum. I'm so thankful for that. And he just keeps on improving. He keeps on growing each and every day. So to see that from the beginning of 2023 until now, to see his growth, he's a totally different person.
When they first come in and they're learning what your classroom is like, you kind of feel like you're dealing with a bunch of fruit flies, right? Like everybody is everywhere. Nobody is doing what you want them to do. Maybe this person is over here, but not over here. So the biggest thing that this curriculum has done for me is provided a structure for the adults. And I think that is key for running a successful classroom, because it's not just me in here. I have 4 other paraprofessionals that work with me. And in the past, we were constantly like talking all the time about what we needed to do, what was next, what do we do with this, what do we do with that. And anybody who works with students that have autism knows we are overwhelming them with language. They don't need all of that language. They just need to do what they need to do without having to constantly be dealing with language that doesn't have anything to do with what they're working on. And throughout the whole day, we followed the schedule, and that in and of itself was just enough. Like, they followed the schedule. They did something that I asked them to do that was really hard, and it was very chaotic for us as adults. But at the end of the day, my paras, who I love immensely, and we all know that our paras run our classroom for us, right? They sometimes know the kids better than we do. So it has kept us on schedule. There is very little talking in my classroom now, which is awesome, because we are focusing on the kids and what the kids need instead of having to worry about what we need. So this video here is a video of my little girl, Olivia, and this was beginning of December, and it was the first time that we heard her talk So we have heard sounds from her, laughing, emotions, but we didn't know what she knew because she wasn't showing us any of it. And so finally, we were really on top of doing, we do this every day with them. They have their 10, 15, 20 minutes of working on curriculum stuff when we had been working on blocks. And all of a sudden she just started talking, and it wasn't echolalia. She was telling us about the blocks that she was using. And so I had a toy that had alphabet letters on them. And so I was just curious if she even knew what the letters were. And so this is just a video of her. And we wouldn't have gotten to this step if we hadn't been doing the work through ARIS. So this is Olivia and working on her blocks. And I'm sorry, but I was so excited that I just turned it on and taped. So this is very authentic and very like, this is what it is. So no editing.
NYGI.
Good job. What's next?
No, you do.
Good job.
What is it?
IGIGYNOE.
What?
B.
Try again. Look. D. Put that on. Okay. Try again.
IGYC.
M.
C. D.
D.
IGYNCDD.
Yay! Good job.
So that was kind of one of the things that we are seeing, is that we're seeing all of these skills that we didn't know the students had, which is helping me when I go to do my IEPs or when I go to talk to the parents or just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the students. I can use this to kind of get there. And it's amazing what I have seen as far as the growth with the students. And it's only been a very short amount of time because I didn't even get started on using the curriculum until it was probably the second week in October. I was late starting on it. So in the course of 6, 7, 8 weeks, we are starting to see some major growth. And Olivia also, over the summertime, she regressed and lost all of her language. She quit talking totally. So mom was really, really sad because she was saying mommy and she was saying daddy, and all of a sudden she stopped saying everything. And now she's talking at home again. So, and it's all coming about through the use of the curriculum. And it's just amazing because we're seeing it in the classroom, but they are also seeing it at home.
So one intervention strategy that I have used to help my students transition through the daily schedule is having a consistent routine. And I can, piggybacking off Anne, just having that routine and schedule is so, so important. And it sets the stage for the rest of the day. So the consistent schedule, and it helps the students to know what to expect, what comes next. And so our morning meeting routine is the same every single day. My students know that it's time to sit in their cube chairs on the carpet when the timer goes off, and they hear the cleanup song. And for my students that still have difficulty transitioning to their chairs, I use a Simon Says communication board by pointing to the pictures and saying, Simon says, sit down, along with full physical prompting or modeling. And the cube chairs really provide my students with stability and support, and it helps to prevent them from falling out of their chairs, and it provides a boundary. So really using that strategy every single day during our morning meeting my students are able to sit in their chairs for 20 minutes, which is amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. So we use it every single day, and they know exactly what to expect. And there's so much calm during that part of the day. And it's all because of ARIS, the ARIS curriculum, really using that schedule to set the tone for the day. So that strategy has really, really impacted my classroom, my students, and my peers. It's really, really been a great, great help to my students.
Well, I definitely feel the exact same as Brown one. I think it takes consistency, routine, and love. And I have had very similar success stories, such as Brown one, with a child who is non speaking, global developmental delays, and just the consistency of the program. He knows his name, he can respond to his name, he can make eye contact, he can come to me when asked. So, definitely consistency and routine.